Yeah, we the lost kids.
The lost kids.
I mean, we called that because it's like we still trying to find our way on this earth. I guess we never will, because we never know. When you think deeply, you never know where we came from, right? So it's like we just feel like we lost kids trying to make it out here.
Yeah, because that was bad. So if you think like if you can do like a couple of TikToks, or you're a TikTok star, or you can just jump right into acting, it's not glitz and glamour. It doesn't work like that.
So we just trying to keep building, and we even we ain't make millions, but we made enough to know like you can make money off of music. You know what I mean? So as an independent artist, like with no label or anything, you just need people that's gonna listen and play your song.
Support, yeah.
I don't know. Delaware is just it's a diamond. It's a diamond in the rough road.
We got a good feedback from a couple of the Cougars.
Welcome to a new episode, and thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is appreciated. As you can see, we have two very special guests tonight. Two Delaware-based artists that are multidisciplined and do it all. This is an interview you don't want to miss. We hope you enjoy this episode of Good Sip After Dark. Welcome to another episode of Good Soup After Dark. I'm tonight's host, Jay Gonzalez. We have Morihrihart behind the cameras on the ones and twos. And we have some very special guests tonight. Got a 2-for-1 deal this time. Two Delaware-based artists. And I use the term artist because they seem to do it all. We have DHPOV and FELLAFEL. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you for having us.
Doing great.
Absolutely. And before we get into things, I'm just going to point you right to that camera there. We'll start with DH. Just tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on every platform at DHPOV, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google, find me anywhere.
Yeah, you can find me at FELLAFEL, at TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all platforms, everywhere.
Google us.
Twitch, everywhere.
Awesome. We'll make sure we put your links down in the description box below. I might have to Bing you guys. I don't know what Google is. But just like I said, we use the term artist because, art can really just encompass anything, right? Yep. And you guys seem to kind of just do it all. You two both based out of the Delaware area, correct?
Yes.
Right. Let's start with something that you guys do. You guys are kind of working on a movie right now, right?
Yes. We're actually working on. It's kind of hard to explain, but we're working on 3 at the moment. So we got one on Tubi called The Come Up. We dropped that in 2022, and we've been working on a movie called Major Payback. We're in the editing process of that right now. We're putting on the scores, the special effects, like the gunshots, and you need the bullets to hit the wall, and then the wall to crumble. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want it to look fake, so it takes a little time. We found somebody who can really make that happen for us. And then we got a movie called The Guys that we're at the end of working on. It's like a house party movie, so it's like we was working in the wintertime, so like it would get dark fast, so we would try to knock out as many night scenes as possible. But it's a party movie, so we can only shoot a lot of the scenes at night. You get what I'm saying? So it's taking a little longer than it should, because we can't really film continuously. We only got a couple hours to film when we meet up, like once or twice every 2 weeks. You feel me? So that's why I said it's hard to explain, because we got movies in the editing process that are done, they're just not finished, and then we got movies that we're filming just to keep things moving. Because with people's schedules, man, it's hard to really try to get everybody together on the same day for the same amount of time. You know, everybody got families, people got kids, people got jobs, people get hungry. So it's like just to, you know, we try to get everybody together on a film day from 8 in the morning and try to keep them there all day, just to film as much as we can throughout the day, because it's hard to get people on a Saturday and a Sunday. So we try to make it work for everybody on that Saturday and try to keep them all day and film as much as we can until we don't need you anymore, and then you don't have to film anymore. You know what I mean? Because we got your scene done. So it's a process, man, trying to get 30 people with different lives together to film something, a hour and a half movie. You know what I mean? It's not like a skit where we could just use you real quick and get rid of you. Like, we might need you to come back. So it's just it's a tough process. It's fun, but it's not as easy as people may think it is. I'm pretty sure you know that.
And like you said, you mentioned like 30 people, and we know like a lot of these productions take a really huge team. But I kind of want to just get into like your guys' roles individually. Like what roles do you take on, whether it's the acting or production, when it comes to any of these things that you're putting together? Do you start with Fel?
Well, this is my actual, like, my first film that I'm in, so I didn't really have a choice on picking the character. So yeah, but luckily the character that I did pick, I resonated with it, and you know, hopefully I make it worthwhile. This is for Major Payback. Yeah,
which is
I wasn't in the come up. Yeah, I came like right after the come up.
Yeah, Major Payback is the movie that's in the editing process that will be out this summer. And then we got the guys, and we got Miracle Jones that we're about to start casting for this actually this Saturday. So, but yeah, so I guess what I do, I act. I do a lot of the behind the scenes, like from holding the boom mic to holding the camera to, you know, I might throw ideas out there just production wise. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like the creative process of creating and make something that people could watch, you could feel, you could laugh at, you know what I mean? Because that's what life is about, right? Creating something that people need, and people need something to entertain them. So I really been in every single seat. I wore every single hat as far as like production and film. So I really do it all. Like, I'm a Swiss Army knife when it comes to, I can edit too. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can do it all.
What can you tell us about Major Payback? Can you share any details about it?
Yeah, it's about a guy and his brother. They live together. One guy wins the lottery. He ends up getting robbed from somebody ends up stealing the lottery ticket from him because they overhear him, the cashier mentioning that he won in the store. So they're listening. They end up robbing him for the ticket. Then what happened? He ends up, so the dude who robs the dude for the ticket ends up getting robbed by.
Well, yeah, we can't give him too much.
So then the other two, the dude who got robbed first and the dude who got robbed second, team up to go get the,
yeah. That's where the Major Payback comes in from.
Yeah, it's Major Paybacks, a lot of action, a lot of comedy. It's dramedy, like, you know, you might drop a tear.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And as far as just like coming up with the concept, you had a major role in that, or? Nah,
my boy Rel, he gets on a computer and types up a script in a week, and it'd be pure comedy. You know what I mean? It'd be gems in it. He's really I would say like damn, what's the guy who wrote Boys in the Hood and all that?
John Singleton?
Yeah, he's like a John Singleton of this time. You know what I mean? Like, he could really write you something that you could feel, that you could laugh at and think about later. So I just, you know, we just need to keep working and get the funds and the backing, and I think he'll be able to flourish the way he can. But we got the team that could be able to make what he writes come to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I know you can't speak for him, but like, and you mentioned John Singleton. I'm assuming like he has like inspirations like Bad Boys. Like, is there any other like? And like you said, you're not the person who wrote the script, but I'm sure you guys have some sort of contribution or at least like inspirations for your own roles. Can you like describe some of those? Whether it comes to the acting or the actual production, like what are you looking for inspiration?
For inspiration, for my role, because I had a real gritty role, so I was listening to a lot of 50 Cent. Get rich or not trying, so I don't think I smiled one time in the movie. Spoiler,
He did.
I didn't smile one time, but yeah, I think that's what turns me in, gets me in the acting mode, is like listening to certain music. Yeah.
Gotcha. And he was great in Den of Thieves too.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of like personally, like I'm an action / comedy / I guess you could say dramedy type film fan. Like one of my favorite like action movies personally. And I've told you guys would be. I think when we spoke to Lonnie, I told him as well. Try to put him onto Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. The best, worst one-liners.
Definitely the action.
Original Point Break, with Keanu.
You can't sleep on Terminator though.
No, dude. Of course not. But I think Commando's probably his best.
I have to go back. That's one of the ones.
There's one example of like a one-liner that I like to like refer people to if they haven't seen it.
So what's the one-liner?
He's on a plane and he's kind of like held hostage, and they're gonna fly him away to do whatever with him, and then however he manages it, he knocks the guy out, breaks his neck, puts a hat on his head and covers him with a blanket. He looks at the flight attendant, and he's just like, "Don't wake him. He's dead tired." Like he said shit like that the whole movie.
This had to be like in the 80s.
Yeah, it was like 88, and the whole movie's like that. But no, but going back to like inspirations, DH, what about you? What do you look to?
I look more towards like I don't know, like Friday is just like a major imprint in my mind because it just had everything before I was into it. It's just like you grow up now and it's like you see what the movie was about, like just living everyday life. I mean, doing those type of things, and just drama that could just normally happen every day. But it's serious, but you kind of laugh at it too, because like people tell me their problems all the time, especially at work, and I might bust out laughing, even though it might be something that's really detrimental to them. But it's like it's not like I'm laughing at you. It's just like
You might be laughing at the story.
Yeah, like it's just like damn, like that happened, like shit, like you feel me, like so it's like I don't know. I kind of take bad situations and flip them into funny situations because that's all you could do unless you want to like sulk, you know what I mean? So any bad situation, we can make it funny, you know what I mean? And I think that's inspirational because if it's bad, you can make it good, you know what I mean? In a way. So yeah.
Now I know you guys don't want to share too many details because it's still in the works, but like when can people expect to see Major Payback?
You will see Major Payback this summer. I can't give you an exact date. We talked to the movie theater guy. He's ready for us to. He's waiting on us pretty much. We just gotta get. The
IMAX theater, by the way.
Yeah, Penn Cinema in Wilmington. Yeah. It's just about waiting for the special effect guy because it's a long movie, 2 hours. And it's a lot of action. Like it's a lot of action.
A lot of action.
Beginning, like from the jump, like soon as the movie start, it's action.
Yeah, as soon as it's like first scene. So it's like I know he has a lot of work because the come up it wasn't as much action as far as like special effects, but it did take a few months for the guy to get back because you got his own schedule, and I'm pretty sure it takes, you got to break down every single second of the frame and make sure it matches up. So I know it's a long process. So we just
in that process, you know what I mean? And don't want to rush them, but I know it's going to be out this summer because we finished up every scene that we need to do. And once we get that word, we're going to drop the date. We're going to promote for like a month and try to get people to come out and do what we got to do. And y'all going to love it.
And this isn't the first time that you guys actually featured a movie at like a movie theater.
No, we did the Come Up that's currently on Tubi now. But before it was on Tubi, we premiered it in Penn Cinema Theaters in Wilmington, Delaware for 3 weeks straight, from Friday and Saturday. We sold out every single weekend. And then we put it on YouTube for people who couldn't make it to the theater and people in other states and stuff like that. And we had about 10,000 people watch it that weekend. And then I found somebody who could put us on Tubi. We ended up connecting with that person, and then it took a few months for us to get on Tubi, and then it came on Tubi. So I don't really know the views on Tubi. I have to talk to one of my partners about that, but I know we do have views because we're starting to get ads, and that's what you want when you're watching.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So, we just want to keep it consistent. It's not like a one-hit wonder type thing. We want to show that this is what we do and what we're passionate about. We care about it.
Now, considering it did come out in 2022, and Fel, I know you weren't like part of that production, but feel free to chime in with like how you feel about it and stuff. And
Oh no, I watched the movie a couple of times just to get a feel of acting and being around the people who I was going to act with. I had to, watch the movie, and Rel helped me out a lot. I ain't gonna lie, like he gave me a lot of tips and advice on acting, and yeah, because that was bad. So if you think like if you can do like a couple of TikToks or you're a TikTok star, you can just jump right into acting. It's not glitz and glamour. It doesn't work like that. Like,
it's not, you need chemistry.
It's not that easy.
You need to remember your lines without thinking about them.
You have to actually put yourself in another person's body type, so.
Right. So It's like, people think it's easy, but it's really not. And it takes actual work and effort to make it happen. You know what I mean? Little facial expressions, like body movement.
Everything
people don't
matters.
think about that. And
tone.
Yeah, so while you trying to remember your lines, you trying to get your body right and all at the same time of not messing up. It's like, that's not easy. You know what I mean? So.
And I mean, let's talk about the work that goes behind it, especially with the Come Up. We have one of the main protagonists here. You want to talk about that role in the Come Up and like just how that process was?
It was super fun. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Like I said, it was a roller coaster though, because you gotta. As a person that works hard, you feel like you could always. I like to work by myself, so when you got to work with other people, it makes it a little difficult because they're not always on the same pace as you. You get what I'm saying? So I guess that was my hardest part, like just trying to get the movie done and people prolonging the movie because, maybe they don't take it as serious or they got something else to do, which is totally fine. It was just totally fine, but it's like, now that the movie's out, it's like, you see what can come of it, and we could have got it done a lot faster. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I guess that I might be off topic.
Oh, you're just talking about your experience with the movie.
Yeah, with the movie. So so it was like
your character.
Just working with people, but my character was it's kind of easy because it wasn't too much far-fetched from just everyday life, just trying to make it and find a way to make money. So it wasn't too hard to really act that.
And how hard? I mean, have you been in a situation where I guess Princess got pregnant? So real life inspiration. Like how much of your real life did you draw to like actually play that role? What was your character's name again?
Victor.
Victor. Yeah. So how much real life helped you portray Victor?
A lot. At the time when I shot it, I never been in that situation, but after, yeah, so I mean, it wasn't.
He acted out a role in real life. You see, man, he manifested it, man. That's why you gotta be careful, man. The roles that you take just might really happen.
Nah, but yeah, it was just, just trying to be a good partner for my wife, and somebody, people lose their jobs. I've lost my job before, so it wasn't really hard to really act it out, and most of my parts was just being a good friend, and that's not hard to do, so.
Do you want to give the people just some background on what The Come Up is and what it's about? I mean, it's been out for a few years now, and just like you said, you can find it on Tubi.
Yeah, it's about 3 friends who all came up. They all needed money, like a large amount of money at the same time. So one friend came up with a plan, and the other 2 friends wasn't really with it. Then, they went through a couple more days, couple more weeks. They realized they do need money fast, so they ended up going with the plan. And the plan ended up not deadly. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fatal.
Fatal. Fatal. It ended up fatal. Trying to think you about to have a quick come up, and things happen. And the fast way isn't always the best way. So. And
there was time to make ramen noodles. So, we started DMing before, and you actually put me onto the movie. Yeah. I believe I was telling Lonnie when we had him on. At the time I was working, so I was watching on my lunch breaks or between jobs that I had. So it's nice to actually kind of sit down and be able to talk with you about it too. And not to trivialize the movie or anything, but especially in the intro, it was a lot of different shots of Delaware, that was shot in Wilmington, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I know you're not the script writer per se, but maybe you guys can answer it, or at least pull from it. But how much of Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, just your state or your area, your city you're from, how much of that really kind of was inspired the movie and was tied in with the movie? What's the importance of I guess Wilmington in your creative process?
Wilmington was the heart of the movie. It's really the only city in Delaware, and it's probably a couple miles big. So everybody know each other. Everybody really is one city, even though we got north side, west side, but everybody, when it comes to Wilmington, everybody comes together. So it's really the heart, and everybody support, from Wilmington down to Dover, which is southern Delaware. Everybody really supports it, but I think I don't think it would have made the impact it did if we would have shot it anywhere else, because you just see the way the buildings are. Certain places in Wilmington that we shot at, and that's probably the most populated city in Delaware, so they're going to support it more, they're going to spread the word more, and it's going to mean something more to, the most to Delaware, because that's where people come to do business. It's just the main city in the whole state, you know what I mean? It definitely means something to shoot it there. And then we shot the riots that happened after, I forgot which police brutality thing happened, but it was a riot on Market Street, which is the main strip in Delaware. Delaware ain't got shit out there, really nothing, to be honest with you. So the main strip in Delaware, which is South Street in Philly, but it's not South Street, it's a third of South Street, but it's just our South Street. They protested, and they was breaking, breaking windows, running in it, stealing stuff, and our cameraman just happened to be there, and he caught the footage. That was real footage that our cameraman caught. They was walking over the main 95 bridge.
I think that was the George Floyd situation.
I think it was.
Yeah.
They was walking on the highway, stopping all the cars from coming from Pennsylvania to Delaware. And the cops was there trying to get them off the bridge and all that. That was our cameraman that really caught that. That wasn't off the internet.
And if I remember correctly, that footage was incorporated into the intro of the film, right?
Yeah, just to show Delaware is. People would be where's Delaware? But Delaware does have soul there. It's stuff that goes on in Delaware. It's just you don't really hear about it. I'm pretty sure like everywhere else, but we kind of like put ours in the forefront.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice, like just to kind of incorporate that footage. Like, even though it didn't have anything directly to do with the story, like you said, it was kind of, in a way, just telling the story of Delaware because it took place in Wilmington, Delaware.
Right.
And just like you said, it's a small community. Like, I think I first saw Lonnie in person at like a Slim event or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking up at him, I'm like, Marie, I think this guy was like in that movie I watched. So like, how important was it? I mean, to keep it local, like to work with people that like you see all the time, and like it seems like you guys come together. So it was just as important to shoot it in the spot as much as it was to incorporate people.
And it's crazy because like a few of the people are from Philly, Pennsylvania area, and they just came down, you know, on some. He took it serious, but it's definitely. I definitely think it made the movie pop a little more. The fact that we had a lot of people who are from the state in it, and you just never seen a movie that was actually Delaware based and rep by Delaware. You know what I mean? It was just like say like a Delaware anthem song. It was just like a Delaware anthem movie when it came out, because it was like the first thing they ever seen that everybody kind of, you know, talked about and wanted to see, and then when it came out, it was actually good, and it just made an impact. You know what I mean? And I think that's gonna stand for a while, and that's why I can't wait to put out something else that can really back up and show that we're serious. You know, but we do appreciate the local fans and the local love, and it's not really anything to be hype about, because we don't have a lot of local. Like our local is like 500,000, and that's just like the whole state. So then you got to break down who really knows about the movie, who really is going to watch it. You know what I mean? So we don't really have the biggest fan base to get it out there. So the fact that it did get out there and people, it did buzz, it makes it it feels good, because Delaware is not really a buzzing state. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really hear of a lot of stuff come out of there. So it's good to be one of those people or teams that can make our state proud. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Like, we've spoken to like plenty of artists from Delaware. We're obviously based out of Philly, but, you know, we've done a lot of work in Delaware and stuff. And like I said, like watching your movie, I've seen a lot of people like that was in that movie at like events down in like Wilmington and stuff. And it just seems like the general theme with people from your state is that they want to put the state on the map, which seems kind of crazy to me, because Delaware is the first state. You know what I mean?
And then when you go out of town and you talk to people, they don't even know where Delaware is.
Right.
Yeah, blows my mind. Like,
it is a rush or a race to be the first to really be known, like as a Delaware artist, because it's people that's from Delaware that don't really, I guess not. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get if they don't claim it, or if it's just the state's not big enough to really hold enough weight. Like, you know, if you're from Cali, like you could just be from a certain city, but the whole state is going to support you. You get what I'm saying? Plus the whole West Coast. It's like you popping little Delaware. It's like New York really not going to support you. Jersey really not going to support you. It's only the state. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I don't get why. So you know, like Guru, Jay-Z's, what was his, like his producer or something?
Yeah, Guru.
Yeah, he's from Delaware, but you don't really know. You know what I mean? Then you got like, I guess like Suki Hana. I don't know if you know her. She's like a love and hip hop type chick. Okay. Yeah, so it's like, but they don't really like Delaware's to death. You know what I mean? Like where other states and cities, I feel like they really rep. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we already got an uphill climb. You know what I mean? But
do you see you guys like accomplishing that goal of making Delaware like something that people are like, hey, I'm from Wilmington, I'm from Newark, I'm from...
Yeah, because it's like I guess people don't really care about where you from as long as you make good product, but you have to, word of mouth does still matter. So it's like, if you from somewhere, somebody's more likely to support you more than if you're not from there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's really hard to pull from a small pool, and it's no excuse. Like, I know where we going. I just know why it's taking so long, because we have to climb out that little pool. When it's like I said, in California, all you gotta do is be from the West Coast. Arizona gonna support you, Utah gonna support, because you from the West Coast. It's like, it's just a different feel. But over here, it's
They
like
got the Mormons.
it's a cult. But over here, it's like every state is kind of like fighting to be the top, and then it's just more of, I just feel like it's more of a fight to try to, you got to fight them big states, and then everybody in Delaware is fighting to be the top. So nobody's really supporting each other. You know what I mean? You go to them events, everybody standing next to you is an artist. You know what I mean? It's not like support, artist, support. You know what I mean? It's like artist, support, artist. You get what I'm saying? It's like everybody's trying to make it. But which is cool. I don't knock that at all. But you know what I mean? But you just see you see how it's built. Like, everybody here is really trying to make it, where in other states it's like, it's more support for the people who's trying to make it, because everybody's not trying to do the same thing. I feel like everybody here is trying to fight to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is everybody wants to be something, and everybody wants to make something, so I can't knock that. But you got to have those people who support too. If everybody's fighting for the same title, there's no support, because everybody's fighting for the same titles. But you got to have, support over here, support them. But everybody's artists. So if you think you better than me, or not even competition wise, it's just like, I want to put Delaware on the map, so I'm going to try to be better than you. You get what I'm saying? I see it now. I just see the dog eat dog out here, out there. And I don't knock it at all, because, I feel like if you can make it in Delaware, you can really make it anywhere, because we're a melting pot. Everybody come there from different states, and we just learn from different people. And I feel like when we do go other places, they feel like we different, even though they don't know where we're from. And then we tell them where they from. Like, where's that from? You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. Delaware is just it's a diamond. It's a diamond in the rough, for real.
Just got to get through that rough, right?
Yeah, you gotta get through that rough.
One last thing I want to touch on in the movie before we move on. Like, you were talking about, like, visual effects. Like, you used some VFX in this newer movie, but you said maybe it was a lot more than what you did in The Come Up. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about, like, maybe I can talk to you, because I tried to ask Lonnie about it, but he wasn't part of this particular scene, the barbershop scene.
Okay.
Like, kind of like the catalyst for the film, where things kind of take off. And, like, I mean, can we feel free to talk a little details? I mean, it's 2022.
Yeah.
So the shootout where they rob the drug dealers, mm-hmm. and they try to, like, you want to talk about, like, how it was to, like, make that scene, and, like, did you have, like, a heavy hand in that?
I honestly did not. I was eating Chinese food the whole time in the back.
You were there?
I was definitely there.
Okay.
It was definitely it was poetic, if that makes sense, because it was like, the way the barbershop was so small, but it seemed like it was a lot going on.
Right. It seemed like a lot of people and, like, a big battle, but
yeah,
small.
Right. And there wasn't a lot of guns. Like, everybody didn't have guns, so everybody had to take turns with just their own, right. Close up. And it was just like, I promise you, I came there, I went to order some Chinese food, I sat back and watched, and I told you the bull, he's like a John Singleton, so his mind is always on go. So the way he just pieced it all together, like the back and forth, this side, this person, back and forth, it was poetic. Like you couldn't see it right then and there, but then when they pieced it together and edited it, it was like, it made sense. Yeah, it made sense, because we didn't have a lot of just didn't have a lot. We just used the bare minimum amount of guns, the bare minimum amount of blood splat. Yeah, the blood splat and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when the one boy, my folks, B-Mac, when his character got shot, he was spitting the blood up. It was just, then, you know, the one scene where the gun dropped out the hand, it was just like, it could have been shot a lot less detailed, but the way he had it in his mind, like, I'ma still make it realistic and make it heartfelt. Like, these is people's sons and fathers. Like, you felt, even though they was drug dealers, you still kind of felt when they was getting killed. It was like, damn, damn. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, you kind of felt for them. So it was just like, it was real cinematic. It was real poetic. And then the music that came on with it, it was just like, he put that shit together, to be honest with you. And that's what kind of like made the movie start to go up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
because it was kind of like buddy comedy.
Yeah.
What was the old man asking again? Like, are you living to die or dying to live? It was like, what the hell does that even mean? And then barbershop.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
now, definitely, and this is an invite to Relicus. Whenever you want to come through, let us know, hit us up.
Right.
Definitely want to get into his mind on that. But like that particular scene reminded me of kind of like a recent show that came out. And I'll pick his mind about this too, but maybe see if you ever watch the show Barry, Bill Hader, HBO?
Barry?
So it's about like a hitman. He got sent to California and fell in love with acting and then tried to become an actor, but he's still a hitman. It's a crazy show.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say like when this particular scene, the show was a couple years old at this point.
Okay.
But those kind of like, it was like in a fancy building with like these fancy statues and artwork. And it seems like a really tight space and it's like two large groups against each other. And then it's a quick shootout. And it happens like in a matter of like, maybe like 10, 15 seconds.
Right.
But there's guys on the floor, guts spilling out, like someone threw a grenade. And like it was like crazy, but like it was kind of that same concept where there was a lot going on in that quick time in that small space.
Right.
And it was kind of real. It wasn't super stylized. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what that kind of reminded me of. And I'm glad you kind of touched on that a little bit too, because it's like, yeah, you could get the action movie, you could get the John Wicks, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, somebody's father, somebody's son spitting up blood because they're dying.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
Like, so, yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. I played that twice. Like, I'm in my work van, like, holy fuck. Rewind, shit, ad. Because it's on Tubi.
The bullets, like the way they was flying and like from the, it just kind of all made sense, like how everybody was kind of like getting sequentially shot. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like no, you know what I mean? It was like everybody kind of had like, you know, the one girl pushed one boy out the way. She got, you know what I mean? It was just
fuck this.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, she didn't push nobody, but she definitely was like and try. You know what I mean? It was just like everybody kind of had like a heartfelt moment in that moment, even though they was all on some dumb shit. You know what I mean? You still kind of felt bad for what happened. And
yeah, they were robbing drug dealers.
Yeah, right. And you playing sad music about that shit.
They had a you should have had done this moment.
Yeah. So I think that's like a kind of art in that too, because it's like you know, those are still people, even though they got their own situation going on. You know what I mean? So
how was the cleanup?
The cleanup was. It really wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. Like, and the barber was cool about it. You know, I think more people have more problems with putting the blood in their mouth and holding it. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
was it capsules or?
Nah, it was like big jug of red shit. I don't even know where they got that shit from, yo. It was just a big jug of red
corn syrup.
Yeah, some. Yeah. And the bull B-Mac was laying on the floor, so you know, like it's already attacking your throat because you laying down. And he had to just stand. He had to sit there and not laugh or do nothing until it was time for him to, you know, really spit the blood up. So I didn't have to do that, but I could only imagine with no blood, like, you know what I mean? You have to sit there.
How dramatic you lay down with a full mouth of blood.
Yeah. Well, and it's nasty. You know?
They had that plot armor.
Yeah. Nah, for real. But it was, I do appreciate everybody's effort, the ones that did take it serious, you know, because it wasn't easy, man. But you know, I gotta give it to my boy Ro. He is a genius, you know. He get on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, I said it, but he's a genius, and I stand behind him. So.
Well, we spent a lot of time talking about the movies.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty more to talk about, but you guys, like I said, you kind of encompass everything. And you're also performing artists.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hip hop predominantly.
Yes.
Yeah, I let Phil get into more of that. I think that's why he did act really good in this movie, because it's like you perform in the booth, you know, you gotta remember your lyrics, you gotta say it in a certain way. So it's like then when you got on screen, it was like, you know, like I could tell, like, you know, just from his upbringing and stuff like that, like it really fit him. And then it was kind of easy for him because he's all ready to remember lines from making songs. So
Yeah. I think that was the easiest thing, was remembering lines. Yeah, from making music. You know, I try to go in there. I don't like going in the booth with like try to go off my phone and read. Like I like to already remember it, have it. You know.
Yeah. So
Well, let's just talk about your music a little bit. Like, both of you known as.
yeah, we the Lost Kids.
The Lost Kids.
I mean, we called that because it's like we still trying to find our way on this earth. I guess we never will, because we never know. When you think deeply, you never know where we came from, right? So it's like we just feel like we lost kids trying to make it out here, anyway, anyhow possible.
Yeah.
From music, from movies, we got other ways of making income that we discuss all the time. So it's like, we lost. We ain't really got no trail to really follow, but we gonna make it.
Yeah, we gonna make a way.
And do you want to just talk about like the music and like kind of the style and inspiration? Maybe we'll start with Fel.
The style, it's like real versatile. Like, cause we had started off doing like 90s and early 2000s type sample type songs, and then we had ventured off into like,
just more like, I would say like more business persistent, like
of a cool vibe though, like something
like having fun while making money. You know what I mean? Like, you understand, like it's hard. You got to work hard to make money, but you still gonna enjoy life too.
it's kind of hard to explain, because this is like a genre, like I feel like we had really created,
I feel like it too, like, because at the same time, we're not just saying anything. Like, we try to make you think with creative bars too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's rap, but it's also fun. Like, we'll give you a nice bounce on a lot of songs just to ride to, bop your head to. You know what I mean? So I can't really compare us to anybody, but I really can't, because it's like, and we two different, like we almost sound the same sometimes, but we got totally different flows. I think that's just from working together. We kind of like our chemistry getting there, you know what I mean? But it's like, I like hearing how he's going to start a song so I can feed off of it. And then when I lay a song and I hear how he came on it, I like to hear how he fed off of me, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. It's also a building process. It's not like we've known each other all our life too. You know what I mean?
think that's the. And I was just talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and I was playing on my music, and it was like, man, it's pretty hard to make music with somebody that, like somebody, just period. It's just hard to make music with somebody else with your sound, and especially if you didn't grow up with them or come up with them, so it's more easy. It's like more, the chemistry was just there. So, yeah.
When did you guys get together?
Well, we first met at a movie rehearsal for the Major Payback.
Yeah.
So like, we was having rehearsals. Fel came through to get a role, and then he ended up. We started filming, over time, and then I seen Fel perform.
Yeah, we was at Slim's, one of Slim shows back when he was at the garage. Yeah, and this was when I was performing songs like that were like 2 or 3 years old, but I didn't tell nobody. So,
right.
But you wasn't even known, even. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and you wasn't even known. So.
Yeah. So I just started making music, because I made music back in the day when I was like 18, 19, right? and I liked it, but I just didn't like the way the direction was going. Like people was dyeing their hair, getting, you know what I mean, like crazy tattoos on their face. I just didn't.
Rubies in their foreheads.
Yeah, diamonds in their head. I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't like how it looked, how I would have to make it. So I kind of like fell away from. I started working with the camera, and that's how I kind of started branching into that. And then you know, when we started getting into like the movies and stuff, we needed like we getting songs from other people, but it's like I've always been into music. You know what I mean? So I made a couple songs. I sent them to Phil. Phil jumped on a couple of my songs. And then from there, we made a mixtape or an album. We actually call it an album.
Oh, no, we went to a performance first before we did that.
Right.
We went to a performance.
Slim Jim.
And
people was like, they fuck with the song.
We got a good feedback from, you know, a couple of the Cougars. Nah, it was nah, we got some good feedback, and from there we was like, man, let's do something.
Yeah, let's work on a project. So we are sending each other beats back and forth. We ended up making an album. We dropped it. People liked it, and we was like, okay, you know. And then we started promoting it more and like online, like getting feedback from like other countries and stuff like that. And we was like, yeah, like we shouldn't even be worried about these states. Like it's other countries that are just as big as these states, and you know what I mean, in the United States that will support. You know what I mean. So that's why we're not really focused on like Fell found playlists that's really got us moving in Germany, stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I would never even go to Germany, to be honest with you, but just to hear people
streams,
just to see
Australia,
people streaming from out there, it's like
Japan, everywhere. And
it's just the beginning, you know what I mean? Like with minimal promotion.
The first album, I felt like we got reach, but the second one, I felt like that's when people really like would start taking it serious, and people was hitting us up and was like, "Yo, I just found you guys. Like, I like your music a lot. I play it all the time. Like people from all over."
Yeah, so it's just growing, and we don't have the biggest catalog, but I feel like what we make is I feel like the music that we do make is you know, you could play it a couple times, and while we're building our catalog, because you know you gotta put in your hours in. You gotta put your hours in to be respected. So that's where we at right now. We just building, and you said we signed an artist too to build with us, and you know, because I always had a dream to have like a Warner Brothers. You know, like they got film, they got music. They do everything. Like it's just an umbrella, you know what I mean? So like I feel like I'm in that process right now where everybody around me kind of does something. It's just about everybody coming together and making
the vision
products.
And you were mentioning that, Fel, you were mentioning that people from like different countries are into your stuff, right? Like, do you guys ever have like a dream of like touring those other countries?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Can you list a couple that you'd be interested in checking out that like already are feeling your music?
Definitely Japan.
Yeah, Tokyo.
I don't know. I don't know. I would like Germany had a big. It was a lot of Germans, and I just don't know like of a place I would visit in Germany. So probably not there. But yeah, I mean that's all I really seen. It was like a lot of Asia. You see, like I said, Australia.
Australia's pretty cool from what I hear.
Yeah. Right. I would go there.
Yeah. Mexico.
Yeah, and then you know, like surrounding states. But I definitely want to get do more traveling. So I'm working a lot right now to build that and be able to do that.
Now, I don't know if this is like kind of a weird question or anything, but why do you think people from other countries like that are not part from American culture, and maybe Marie could like kind of talk to this as well, she's from Ukraine, but like why do you feel like they are attracted to your music specifically?
I just feel like they might have heard it and they thought it was good. Like I don't think it's anything we do, because we don't even have like no music videos or anything, so it's not like we like have no crazy fashion or anything that really catches their eye. It's just I just feel like they might have heard it, like because you know we was going crazy with promotion, like just posting our songs on top of like a crazy video, like maybe like a cop chase or something, and then it would gain a lot of traction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they might have just heard it on something like that, and
Dance videos. We have a lot of people that do dances to our songs.
like
and
TikTok videos made dance to the song. So I just think they might have heard it like that, and
Through the reach of like social media and
yeah, social media,
viral clips.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. And you know we like that, and like I said, it's just the beginning. So we just trying to keep building and build more countries, and you know we even we ain't make millions, but you know we made enough to know like you can make money off of music. You know what I mean? So as an independent artist, like with no label or anything, you just need people that's gonna listen and play your song.
Support, yeah.
Yeah, it's enough to be like, oh, okay, I can keep doing this, you know, and it's fun. You like doing it, why not?
So you promote your songs through TikTok.
TikTok, Instagram.
Who started? Who did the first TikTok dance? Who of you first did the TikTok
You
dance?
know what's crazy? We don't really have too many videos of us like moving to our music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what's really missing. Like
Yeah, I think-
people feeling the
in our
vibe.
content. This is actually probably be like our first visual. Like
I think it is to
yeah.
like to be
Like,
honest
this
with you
is-
together. Like
the first time they'll probably see us. So
and
yeah.
it's not like we've been holding out. We just been waiting for the right time.
The right
you know what I
time,
mean?
just to hit them with all the visuals and everything at once. Like and that time is coming. It's gonna come real soon. So
yeah. You know, just finding the right videographer, finding the right background. Just thinking about that, because he send me concepts of videos all the time, and it's like, you know, it's right there. It's in the back of my mind. Like that's what we gonna do. You know what I mean? So it's like we ain't do it yet, but it's, you know, you're just building a story, and we gonna knock out every single story that we do. We really, not every single song, but we still got songs from the first album that we still gonna shoot videos for, because people still haven't heard it.
Yeah,
think-
absolutely. Just because it's an older song, because I heard you mentioning like you were performing a song that was like 2 or 3 years old, but like if people haven't heard it and it's good, you put it out there until it becomes old, right? Right. And just to kind of follow up on Marie's question, which one of you are going to do a dance first?
I think for real, I don't know, man. Like I feel like we both chill, but I feel like we both act up too. So it's like I can't really tell you who's gonna do it first.
I ain't gonna lie. If you play the right song, I'll probably go first.
It probably will be Phil.
Yeah.
It probably will be Phil.
If you play
But
the right song.
We do got music videos coming, I promise you. Like it was just about building the songs, building the vision, building the confidence, and now we just gotta act on it. You know?
Yeah.
Do you think to put these two passions together, movies and music, and make some kind of, I don't know, soundtracks?
Yeah, well that's
Something like this?
so for Major Payback, I would say unless it's like a couple okay, so yeah, so Major Payback, majority of the music is going to be from us and other people around us that we know. Now, in the come up, there are songs that, you know, from that are already made, like
famous people,
like just
people
long
and stuff.
time coming. Like it's been a long time coming. That song, like we used that in the movie, but it was certain scenes that we had a score guy make for us, and like the day before we was going to edit it, put the scores on, he kind of like did us dirty. Like he only sent us half the scores. I don't know why. I still can't tell you why to this day. Maybe it was a money issue, but we gonna get real, right? So maybe it was a money issue, but we didn't. He asked us to do it. You feel me? Like it's not like we was like, yo, we need you to do this. We gonna pay you. Like nah, he was like he wanted to do the score for us. Like when I asked somebody else to do it, he got mad because he wanted to do it. So the reason why he sent us half the scores the day before we needed to edit it, I don't know. But we had to go on YouTube and find a bunch of music that's already, you know, they can't say too much, but music that's already out there and put it in the movie. But it fit though, you know what I mean? And it's still on Tubi. So we did what we had to do. But the next movies that we are coming out with, they're gonna be strictly ours. Like even the bull Relicus is on our fucking Rampage. Can I cuss?
No, this is a Christian podcast. I'm totally fucking.
I don't think because the whole time. But yeah, he on a Rampage making a bunch of songs that could just fit in any scene. Like we don't make every single scene song. You get what I'm saying? But there's songs that you could take from us to fit certain scenes. He's on a Rampage. I don't know if I was. He's on a Rampage right now, just pumping out songs. Yeah. He's pumping. Yo, bro, he crazy, yo. He crazy for that. We'll talk off air. Yeah, but yeah, he pumping out songs right now at a rapid rate. They good songs though, but he's making the soundtracks to where we don't have to really rely on nobody else.
Awesome. And you guys are totally fine on the cursing. Like, if it's too much, we do blank some out. I think we actually interviewed Slim, like, some time back. We had him come out a couple episodes. I think it was a record 42 variations of the word fuck. He knows it. Like, we laughed about it. It's cool. Like, you speak freely. If it's too much, that's what editing's for, right?
Shout out to Slim, man. Yeah, Slim crazy.
Shout out to Slim.
Slim got a crazy vision, too. I don't think he belongs in Delaware either. You know what I mean? Because he just wants more for what we have to offer her. Yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do until you can, you know?
Exactly.
I always have this question, but I barely ask that. You write the lyrics, right, to your songs? Yes. I know, like, sometimes artists say, like, oh, this comes out from a space. Like, I don't know how I get this rhyme. Right. It's like, and when you listen to this or, like, and you read it, you just like, oh, how it's come to my brain. Right. Can you name one rhyme that each of you, I want for you both answer, that you like really proud and you feel like that's amazing and it's somewhere from, I don't know, gods, space, aliens, whatever, but you really proud that you find this exact rhyme?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think more of I think the hooks are more of that stature, like because I don't think it's hard to make rhymes as far as like just because I feel like I lived a lot of life, so it's like it's not really hard to rhyme things, if that makes sense, but it's like I feel like the hook is the hardest part. So I feel like when the hook do come.
Are you saying like how do you know when you got that bar? Like
okay, for example, I'll just explain what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you create something and you look after you create it, you don't get it how it's come to your head. It's not especially like rhyme, because rhyme is always for me like I'm so bad in rhymes, honestly. But some maybe it can be just a phrase or like something that you really proud of in your song.
Yeah, I think that's how we're able to make songs, because we'll take certain phrases that we'll say or come up with a certain thing,
I get what you're saying,
and we'll work around that,
right?
So we'll come up with I
feel like it's a lot of those though, because I feel like if you really listen, and if you think, there's a metaphor in almost every single bar that we write. So,
like Cash.
You said Cash? What you mean?
What was that one song you performed?
Pez. No.
Instead of asking for a specific.
Yeah, Pez. No, it's cool because Pez is like the candy that you put,
Okay.
you lift the thing up and then
And
the
it come
candy
out the
come out the neck, right?
Yeah.
So, like, even that, like, it was like just the I don't know.
I was thinking Cash for Christmas or something.
Oh, okay.
Cash for
Yes,
Christmas.
Cash for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah. That even that when he came up with that was just like it was a real catchy hook, real catchy beat, and it came. It was just like it's something that could go on for years. You know what I mean? Because Christmas comes every year.
And
So
I
it's
wanted to make something. I didn't want it to be too seasonal, but I still wanted Christmas in the song. So I was like,
so you can play it in the summer.
so let me, yeah. So let me make something that is for the season, but you can still play it after,
Right.
So
Right. So yeah, it's like I said, I feel like it's every bar is either creative or substantial. So it's like a bar where I say like me and Phil, me and Phil is we smell by the seashore, but everybody knows that she sell by the seashore. If you say that 5 times, or you can't say that 5 times, she sell by the seashore. She sell by the seashore. You know what I mean? But it's a bar where I like. So she sells by the seashore. But I said, with me and Phil is we smell by the seashore. And it's just like we take creative nursery rhymes and shit, that we learned from back in the day and kind of like put it into our bars from the day. And you'll hear a lot of that in a lot of our music. Like a lot of our stuff is relatable or we're trying to make you think. It's a bar where I say, we getting too close, but she not wifey, I'm just next. So the group Next has a song called, the R&B group Next has a song called Wifey, and they have a song called Too Close. And you dancing too close, and it real slow.
yeah.
You making it hard for me. Yeah, so I say, we getting too close, but she not wifey, I'm just next. Meaning, we getting close, she not my girl, I'm just next up. And it just, I don't know, if you catch it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it's like back in the day, like Wayne, like if you catch it, you catch it, you don't, you don't. I'm still gonna spit, I'm still having fun creating music.
Yeah, real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot of metaphors and double entendres. Like we don't just
We don't leave a lot of open space. Like we really trying to make you think every bar.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of like almost not played out, but we try and bring it back. Like we want you to think, but we still want you to have fun while you listening. So.
But we got into a lot of good stuff tonight, guys. Fel,
Yes, sir.
DH,
Yes, sir.
thank you for getting on the platform. We got the movies that are out, the movies that are coming out. Before we sign off, I'm going to direct you back to that Sony camera. We'll start with Fel. Just let people know who you are, where to find you, and what to look out for.
FELLAFEL. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or it's X now. But look out for The Lost Kids 3. Well, look out for Back in Business first, then The Lost Kids 3 this summer. And look out for Major Payback this summer too, the movie. Yeah.
And I'm DHPOV, every platform, Instagram, Facebook. You Google, you can see everything. Just check out the come up that's on YouTube now. Check out all our mixtapes, The Lost Kids 1, 2. We got 3 coming out. And just check out anything we got coming out. Check out Good Soup, every product that they put out. And
After Dark.
But yeah, and hopefully we get on that lyric show. Yeah, the recipe. That's far. Hopefully we get on the recipe so we can really break down some of these lyrics, And appreciate y'all for having us, man.
Yeah,
and
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys coming out. And that being said, picture time.
She put me to sleep.